Some of you have probably heard of Crumbl cookies. They're a giant cookie chain here in the United States that do new cookies every single week, updating videos on their Instagram and website for every single cookie. Now the videos do really well and get millions of views. A lot of people would say, if something's not broke, don't fix it. We're here to disprove that theory and make these videos even better. I think we can do it. Stick around to the end of the video to find out how we do it, and hopefully you can learn a thing or two.
Now Crumbl creates their videos using a solid color background and then changing the animation, slightly rotating the cookie, and maybe breaking it in slow motion to show a little bit of texture within the cookie. And again, I'm not saying these videos are bad, but it can be done by a high schooler with a black sheet in their basement. These are the same types of videos I did for my friend's drink commercial, as well as ironically enough a cookie commercial I made with my friend a few years ago. I wanted to start the commercial off by getting lots of different shots, so I used the camera and tripod to pull in, out, rotate, and get different shots and angles of the cookies. Chocolate, I could do later with a friend. I in fact did not go with my friend and do the chocolate video, but instead I decided to focus on the triple berry since it was my favorite and I could eat it sooner, as well as do a floating cookie with the sprinkles because I had sprinkles left over from a donut commercial I made. For the triple berry commercial, I wanted to have a bowl full of berries and then use a spoon and my hand as a mask to change from mixing up this syrupy berry goodness. It wasn't good at all, I don't know what I'm talking about, but essentially the hand would cut across the cookie and it would transition from the bowl to the cookie since they're both circular, and I wouldn't touch the camera so everything stayed in the exact same place. Looking back, I would have done things a little bit differently. I should have used the spoon from the cookie to get the transition, but in hindsight, I could have planned this out more. This was just a fun video I wanted to do with my friend. For the sprinkles commercial, we decided to suspend the cookie on a fork.
So what we got going on here is we got a floating cookie effect so we can just pass underneath. We're gonna be throwing in some sprinkles from both sides, but what we have is we just have a fork stuck into a gobo head and then a C-stand holding up the cookie. So it's kind of giving a nice effect. We'll get a clean plate afterwards and then edit it out in post and hopefully have a little fancy schmancy shot. We'll see how it works.
All that I needed to do later was get a clean plate of the background without changing any of the focus, and then I could just mask around the cookie and take out the top part of the video so it has the clean plate on top and the real video on the bottom for when the sprinkles fall onto the countertop. Again, Crumbl's videos work really well and they're very consistent with what they do, but it would be interesting to see how they could spice up different types of content, such as creating ice cream cookies or creating birthday cakes using their cookies, maybe using the Crumbl cookies as an actual cake crumble, if that makes sense. If they can just think outside the box and start thinking of ways how the audience can implement their cookies into their baking and cooking, then the audience would be willing to invest more instead of just looking if their favorite cookie's there, seeing it's not there, and then waiting until the next week to see if the cookie's back. But that's all I wanted to do today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about how I did these, leave them down in the comments below and I'll get back to you, and I'll see you guys in the next one.